Ever wondered what actually happens to all these athletes working their way up, but then they don't make it? I'm one of them. I'm Karina, a former ski racer from Austria, and I'd like to share my story with you. I grew up in the Tyrolean Alps, and from early age on, skiing was everything to me. During my childhood years, my older sister and I started competing, got our first taste of victory, and we immediately got hooked. Getting recognized and being the fastest was simply amazing. And it was exactly that feeling I wanted to chase for the rest of my life. So I've dedicated myself towards the sport, and I spent my high school years in between school, trainings and competitions. So with every decision I've made, the dream of becoming a professional got closer and closer. The older I got, the more training, eating properly and waking up early was involved. At the age of 17, I made it to the Austrian skiing team, competed in European Cup races, and I was making my way up to the World Cup. More focused than ever, I was convinced that working hard was a sure way to reach my goals. Until I didn't. Throughout my career, I've suffered from several injuries, and 4 ACLs later, I've decided to call it quits. Continuing skiing on a competitive level just seemed impossible. Recovery was long and painful. Physical pain was bad, but it was the mental side that hurt the most. I was missing everything of it. The adrenaline, the people competing, the recognition, and mostly I've missed what I've loved doing most. It was the biggest heartbreak, and I felt directionless because I had nowhere to go, because no matter where I went, something was always missing and it never felt like home. Skiing has shaped me. It has always been my whole personality. It shows who I was, who my friends were, and where I should be in a particular moment. Once it was gone, I didn't exactly know who I was anymore. Who am I when I removed this skiing Karina? I needed to figure that out. Everyone wants to be your friend when you're winning, and each medal is a huge boost for your self-confidence. It was an amazing feeling, but eventually I realized that success can be like a drug. Without it, I've had to find my own confidence and self-worth without all this attention from my surroundings. And without the glamour of the ski life or the podiums, I sometimes felt like the biggest loser because there was nothing else I was good at or even excited for. Speaking of feeling like a loser, not skiing anymore was both a very enriching but also very humbling experience. I've decided, like many of us, to learn surfing, which is or can be super fun, but going from being the top, 10% of something to a total beginner was something I had a lot of trouble with. I always compared myself to others and would be frustrated if I wasn't the best, even though the others did that already for ages. I wasn't competing anymore, but it's not like my competitive drive was gone all of a sudden. I mean, there were times where I wasn't happy with being second, so imagine how hard this is for me. 5 years later, here I am, picking up the pieces and figuring out who the real Karina is. Living inside that sports bubble for so many years, I got used to all the support and caring from others. All I basically had to do was performing, skiing fast. My professional sport and surrounding taught me how to stay motivated and how to get stronger, faster, tougher. And then, who's taking care of helping athletes once their career is over? Is there anyone out there teaching them how life post-sports works? Not really. But that is why I want to build a community and a support system to help others in similar transitions. And trust me, it doesn't have to take 5 years to actually be passionate about something else again. You might feel overwhelmed now, but regardless of what you will choose, you already have a handful of irreplaceable skills that your sport has taught you, which is discipline, perseverance, and mental strength. You can literally do anything. With that said, I'm gonna take this uncertain first step and start with sharing my transition story in the hope of helping you to feel understood, empowered, and ready to move on as well. Let's do this together.